Good afternoon and welcome into Nicholson Arena here in Ellensburg, Washington for the second semifinal of the 2024 Great Northwest Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championships. This game will pit the number 4 seeded Central Washington Wildcats against the top seed and the regular season champion Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. Good afternoon, everyone. Dustin Daniel and Sean Wally with you here courtside as we get ready for another exciting game. Quite the surprise in semifinal number 1 as Western Washington easily dispatched of Alaska Anchorage 75-60, the final score there, as Riley Dykstra sets a GNAC record with 8 made three-pointers. And that one really never in question, Sean, for the Vikings as they got out to an early lead and never gave it up.
Shooting, shooters shoot. The Vikings did that, and they were dropping out of the sky through the net time and time again, and Alaska Anchorage just couldn't keep up.
Looking to the second semifinal, MSUB 25-5, their regular season record, 16-2 in conference play. They were 2-0 against Central Washington during the regular season. Wildcats on the other side, 18-11 overall, 10-8, their GNAC record on the year. Both of these teams with a singular GNAC postseason championship. For the Wildcats, it came in 2022. For the Yellow Jackets, it was back in 2018. We're ready for the jump. It'll be Capri Sims for the Wildcats against the GNAC Player of the Year, Cola Badbear. Badbear wins the tip back to Montague. Yellow Jackets will handle to get us underway. Starting fives for these teams. For Central, it's Coronado, Huerta, Sims, Kai, and Blodgett. On the other side, MSUB, it'll be Badbear, Montague, Nelson, Boyce, and GC. Running to the right block, Boyce gets the easy layup and she splits a couple defenders. MSUB on the board to get us started. Montana State Billings got yesterday off. 1 and 2 seeds get a bye, so this is their first game of the GNAC Championships. Foul going to be called on Cola Badbear. She picks up an early personal.
To the delight of Central head coach Randy Richardson Thornley, clapping at the first foul called on MSUB.
That's going to send Capri Sims to the line. She was a rebound shy of a double-double yesterday. 17 points and 9 rebounds in Central Washington's 65-51 win over Simon Fraser in the quarterfinals. Second free throw goes for Sims, who gets Wildcats their first point. MSUB making their 12th overall appearance in the GNAC Championships. They won the postseason title as the number 4 seed in 2018. Went on to win the West region. Tough layup won't go, and then a loose ball foul on the left block. 3 players come together. That one looked like it could have been a lot worse than it was. Foul's going to be called on GC.
Nice to see Giese coming over to the official to get an explanation and also state her case, but to get a keen sense of what the official saw and why they called it the way they did.
2-1 Jackets with just over a minute gone in this ball game. Wildcats work it inside. Getting into the paint, a little jumper from Huerta won't go.
Took a while to get Huerta going yesterday. They need her to start fast if they have a shot this afternoon.
Both first teamers for Central Washington, Huerta and Kai, had a slow offensive start yesterday. Eventually they did get it going, and fortunately for them, a lot of other kids for Central Washington picked up the slack as they won that game by 14. Wildcats take their first lead with a field goal. This is Coronado working her way to the left. Spins around Montague. Montague blocks it out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Size going to be something Central has to deal with because Yellow Jackets have 6'2", 6 foot, 5'11", 5'11", 5'11". A lot of size on the MSUB squad.
Yeah, this is a big club, and they know how to use that in the post.
3 to shoot.
Going the other way. Offensive foul going to be called on Capri Sims as she picks up her first. Sims going to come off as Olivia Hunsinger will check into the game for the first time. Bringing across half court, Courtney Nelson. Second team all-conference selection and defensive player of the year this season for the GNAC. Out of bounds, sideline ref saying it'll stay here.
Nice block by Blodgett for Central Washington.
The all-conference accolades, numerous for the Yellow Jackets this season. Player of the year in Cola Badbear, defensive player of the year in Courtney Nelson, coach of the year in Kevin Wooden.
A lot of hardware.
Oh, fadeaway won't go. Collision after the fact, but no foul called as Boyce goes crashing to the ground. Both offensive quiet to start this game. 2.5 minutes gone and yet to see a field goal made by Central Washington. 2-1 the score remains. Shot clock down to 7. Angled 3 taken left short by Hunsinger. MSUB coming back the other way.
Low scoring and slow offensive start definitely favors Central Washington. The longer they can stay close.
3 triggered by Aspen. GC gets it to go. First three-pointer we've seen made of this game, and it's now a 5-1 MSUB advantage.
Hey, we're 4 out. Play with pace. Pace.
Montana State Billings averaging 72 points a game this season. Good for second in the GNAC. Just a tenth of a point behind Western Washington. Turnover on the over and back called. That'll be the second turnover for the Wildcats here early on.
Wildcats need to figure it out offensively. 1 point in over 3 minutes.
Yeah, they've started 0 for 3 from the field, already turned it over twice. MSUB 2 for 5 from the field, including making the only 3 they've taken. So they'll get a fresh shot clock. 6:45 left here in quarter number 1. Jackets lost in the GNAC championship last year as the number 2 seed to eventual champion Western Washington. That's who awaits the winner of this game tomorrow for the 2024 title. Here's Asher Kai. Dump underneath, move to the right block. Blodgett. Knocked away by Bad Bear. Now Kai around the defender. Got held. Got it to go anyway on the bank.
3 minutes and about 42 seconds in for their first field goal.
That puts them at 1 for 6 from the field to start. Not a particularly efficient go of it. Here's Cola Badbear. That would be her first field goal attempted. It's waved off on the foul, so she'll be heading to the line. Cola Badbear playing in her final collegiate season and her lone year with the Yellow Jackets. Played a majority of her college career at Montana State in Bozeman. She hits the first free throw. Averaging over 16.5 this year as the player of the year.
Always great when a Division II school can add Division I talent.
And on top of that, if you look up and down this MSUB roster, not only adding D1 talent, but keeping talent in the state. 10 of their 12 on the roster from the state of Montana, and 4 of them from Billings. Kevin Wooden, great at making sure he can keep Montana basketball players here at home. 7-3 score, Yellow Jackets. Moving to the left side for Coronado. She'll try a 3, she hits it. Just like that, back to a 1-point game. Central Washington trying to find their footing.
Wildcats need someone to pace them and get out in front, and it could be Coronado.
MSUB has not trailed yet in this game. Nelson moving around in the paint, 5 on the shot clock, spins to the left, and able to put it off the glass and in.
It was really good defense by Coronado. Just shot one in, not a lot she could do at that point.
Yeah, very difficult shot to make by Courtney Nelson for sure. Here's Asher Kai. She's got 2 points in the ball game. One of the offensive juggernauts for this Wildcat team. Coronado from the corner.
Coronado heating up. Tie ball game.
9-9 the score. Annalie Coronado starts 2 of 2 from deep. Driving to the right. Boyce can't get it to go. Wildcats have the numbers. They've got 5 on 4. They slow things down as Kai will take it on the angle. Thought about triggering it looked like. Almost loses the dribble as she's guarded by Boyce.
What a pass.
Other side of the baseline. Layup won't go for Aaliyah Finch. Nice vision to see the opening for the post on the left block. Just can't get it to go. Remains 9-9. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Traveling violation called. Too many steps from Aspen Geesey. That'll send us into the timeout. 3:57 left in the first. Montana State Billings 9, Central Washington 9 here on GNAC.tv. .357 left in the first quarter. 9-9 the score. MSUB and Central Washington as the Yellow Jackets 3 of 8 to start from the field. Central Washington 3 of 9. They've gotten a couple of three-pointers from Annalie Coronado. Moving on the right block, pat the bucket, and the foul. Sunny Huerta gets it to go. Wildcats with their first lead coming out of the timeout, and a chance to make it a 3-point ball game.
Impressive play on the baseline, the great pass, the movement on the baseline, and where to the finish.
Wildcats starting cold shooting. They're now 4 of their last 5 with that make. And the free throw down for Huerta. Her first points today. So MSUB will have to play from behind here in the first quarter.
It's a 5-0 Central run.
Nelson backs down her defender. Can't get the layup to go. She spins to the left side. And it's hauled in by Aaliyah Finch. Wildcats looking to make it a 2-possession ball game. Kai controlling on the outside. Deep three gets it.
Wow.
Asher Kai delivers from 8 feet beyond the arc. It's now a 6-point Wildcats lead. Montana State Billings, not accustomed to playing from behind. They've won 9 games in conference play this year by 15 or more points. Driving baseline, the reverse for Boyce is blocked. There's a clean one. Central coming the other way. And the energy in the building right now. Central fans really like the start to this game.
This is where the home court really is kicking in. And
Jumper. Won't go well, it rattles in. Looked like it was about to fall off. Where Huerta gets it down.
This home floor advantage might be rattling the Jackets just a little. It's loud in here.
Danielle Zahn hits it off the foot of Coronado, that is, for a kickball. That'll put 20 on the shot clock. Bad Bear Montague going to come back into the game for MSUB.
It was 9-7 the last time the Yellow Jackets led Central Washington on a 10-0 run the last 2:37.
Bad Bear gets inside. Her layup left short. Good defense from Finch. Aaliyah Finch, a solid defensive start to this one. Kai has to dive to the floor. Knocked away, taken away by Chloe Williams, and then stolen right back by Huerta, knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say she stepped on the end line.
Danielle Zahn for MSUB motioning and telling her team, calm down, slow it down. The speed and the energy right now with the Wildcats.
Bad Bear dumps it in for Courtney Nelson, who will get it to go. And the first MSUB points in over 3 minutes makes this a 17-11 game, under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Huerta moving to the left, gets inside, leaves it short. Not sure if that one got tipped, but it barely caught the net. Zahn goes inside, loses it, another turnover for the Yellow Jackets. That's their third turnover of the quarter. Three-pointer from Coronado, can't get that one. Tipped back by Bad Bear, and Zahn's there to collect.
Bad Bear happy to get a piece of that because otherwise it was going right to Finch.
Jackets trying to stop this central momentum. Montague moves right, and it's thrown away again. Another turnover for MSUB. They have not taken good care of the basketball early on in this one.
Taking a look at Kevin Wooden, not a lot of reaction yet from him.
And he's usually not going to be the most flamboyant. Once you get into the timeout, that's when he'll let his team know what's going on.
4 to shoot.
Shot clock running down, a couple of tries, eventually it goes. Count the bucket and the foul.
Randy Richardson, Thornley, clapping, smiling. She could not have drawn up a better first quarter the way this first 9.5 minutes is gone. MSUB got out to the early lead, as you may have expected in this one, but since then, Wildcats have the energy. They're getting all the loose balls. They're giving that extra effort, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
19-11, and a chance to make it a 9-point lead with the free throw. This is the largest lead yet for the Wildcats. Central Washington looking for their first win over MSUB this year. A chance to upset the #1 seed and head to the GNAC championship for the second time in 3 years. Jackets will slow it down. Less than a second, the different shot clock and game clock. They will hold for the final shot of the quarter. Zahn over to Montague on the near side. Here's Bad Bear just inside the arc. Zahn with 8 on the clock, tries to bounce it in. It's taken away. Huerta, now the Wildcats will have a chance. Under 2 seconds now, Huerta to the left side. Fades away, can't get it to go. And that's the way the first quarter ends. A surprise here at Nicholson Arena. Wildcats, the ones with the 9-point lead to end quarter #1. Central Washington 20, MSUB 11 here on GNAC.TV. 20-11, the lead for Central Washington after one quarter of play. Sean Wally, thoughts on the start of this ball game?
Shooting has cooled off for Central Washington, but they're still leading the field goal percentage battle. 38.9 for the Wildcats, 33% for Montana State Billings. But turnovers, Montana State already with 5.
Loose ball, it'll be called a jump ball, possession arrow pointing to the Yellow Jackets. GNAC Player of the Year, Cola Bad Bear, not really been a factor so far. 2 points, got them both at the free throw line. 1 rebound, 1 assist. Got a block in there as well in 6 minutes.
Rebounds a big reason Central Washington in the lead. They have 13-6 for the Yellow Jackets.
Bad Bear to the right block. The layup from the right side will not go. And this is despite MSUB having the size advantage, being out-rebounded by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Asher Kai, top side 3, rattles out. What a big moment that would have been. It would have pushed the lead to a dozen. Nelson gives to Bad Bear. She'll try a 3. Short. And she'll hear from the fans here at Nicholson Arena. Kai swings it. Now Blodgett. Her tray won't go. So 3 straight misses from 3-point range for both these sides.
Not falling like they did in the Western Washington-Alaska Anchorage game.
MSUB, one of the best offenses in the conference, but have not found any kind of rhythm offensively yet in this one. Here's Nelson. Drives baseline. Goes underhand with the layup. Can't go. Offensive board for Bad Bear, and she's fouled on the putback. It's called on Capri Sims. So 2 shots coming for Cola Bad Bear. That's the 2nd foul on Sims.
Didn't see a ton of contact there, but the official obviously saw enough.
Yeah, I think it was after the ball was out. Hand made contact with hand. And that's where the call was. Bad Bear hits the first free throw. That's where all her points have been so far. She's got 3 in the game, and they've all been at the stripe. She goes 2 for 2 on that trip, and it's now a 2013 ball game. Driving to the right side. Foul going to be called as Nelson goes falling to the ground. She picks up the blocking call. 2nd foul on Courtney Nelson. So with a lot of time left in the 2nd quarter, MSUB already 2 fouls for Giese and 2 fouls for Nelson. Still 8:25 left here in the first half.
Long way to go.
Baseline handoff by Aaliyah Finch. Work it out to Kai. Her 3 a bit long. Giese pulls it in. Whistle underneath. I think we're going to have a foul away from the ball. And we do. It's going to go on Shelby Blodgett. A couple of substitutions in for Central Washington. It's Hunsinger and Chloe Williams back on for Billings.
Randy Richardson Thornley, head coach for Central Washington, talking to the official.
Baseline jumper, Bad Bear gets it to go. That's her first field goal of the game. She's got 6, and the lead down to 5 for the Wildcats.
We'll see if that gets Cola Bad Bear going in this one.
Coronado off to the left side. She leads all scorers right now with 6. Half the shot clock gone as Kai spins, drives to the hoop, puts it off the side. Loose ball, we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay there with the Wildcats.
Wildcats scoreless in the last 2:34, one of their last 9, but yet they're still up 5. Not all bad news.
We've seen some very hot, very cold games. Basketball always been a game of runs, but
5 to shoot.
The extremity. Shot clock down to 2. That one doesn't catch iron, and then a block, but they're going to say possession belonged to Boyce before the shot clock hits 0. So Jackets come quickly the other way. Boyce goes all the way with it, lays it up, and all of a sudden it's back to a 1-possession game. MSUB finding their confidence as they settle in. Bad Bear blocks it. Montague's there to collect.
There goes the size on display of the Jackets.
Aspengisi will handle up top for the Yellow Jackets. And a whistle as Bad Bear was dumping it underneath for Boyce. The foul's going to be on Hunsinger. First on her. Already 3 fouls in this second quarter for Central Washington.
Giese inbounding with 2 fouls.
Driving to the right, Boyce. Offensive foul going to be called, yes. First foul on Deani Boyce, but turnover number 6 in the first half for the Jackets. As they'll go the other way with it. Nelson coming back in. We got to remember she's got 2 fouls. That's now 3 players with 2 fouls for the Yellow Jackets. Giese, Nelson. Actually, it's just going to stay at 2. 2017 the score. Central Washington led by as many as 9. A turnover and then a foul immediately goes on Aaliyah Finch. Wildcats had a lot of energy, a lot of tenacity in that first quarter, but MSUB settling in, not letting it get too far away from them. They've battled back and have a chance to tie it with a 3.
More than 4 minutes without scoring are the Wildcats. 1 for their last 14.
So it is, in fact, 3 players with 2 fouls for the Jackets. Bad Bear, Nelson, and Giese all have 2 fouls. Nelson drives to her right and gets it to go. One-point ball game, 2019. This is an 8-0 run for the Yellow Jackets to get it back to a point.
Wow, carry is called. You don't see that often.
I think that's the first one we have seen of the GNACs on either the men's or the women's side. And a timeout's going to be called by Central Washington. A 9-point lead has evaporated in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter. 6:05 left to play in the half. 2019 Wildcats cling to advantage here on GNAC.TV. Twenty to 19, Central Washington leading, but barely. 6:01 left in quarter number 2. The Wildcats having trouble getting going offensively.
Shooting. The tides are changing for both teams. Montana State Billings 33 in the first quarter. Second quarter, they're off to a good start. 3 of 6, 50%. The opposite for Central Washington. They didn't shoot fantastic in the first quarter, 38.9%, but that's better than 0 for here in the second quarter, 4 minutes gone by.
0 for 8, Central Washington start from the field in the second quarter. They've been scoreless for nearly 5 minutes. Jackets with the basketball coming out of the timeout, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down here, 16 on the shot clock.
The good news for the Wildcats, as bad as this quarter's been, they're still up by 1.
They established a 9-point lead with about 8.5 minutes left in the second and have not been able to score since then. They were up 20 to 11. It's now 2019. Jackets trying to get back in front. Pop into the corner. Three triggered by Williams. It's short.
Important point now in the game for Central to get their first field goal of the quarter and get a little bit of momentum back.
MSUB, the #1 seed on both sides of the bracket, both the men and women winning the regular season for the Yellow Jackets. Moving in transition. There's Williams, knocked to the paint. They're going to call it clean for Aaliyah Finch. What a defensive day Aaliyah Finch has had. Huerta, whistle on her way up, so she's going to have foul shots coming.
Starting to see a lot of one-on-one action from Central Washington. When they were up 9, doing everything right, there was spacing, there was the extra pass, and that's not happening right now, and look at the lead. It has shrunk.
Aaliyah Finch is going to get a breather. Her line so far, in 9 minutes, 3 points, 5 boards, a steal, and 2 blocks. Doing a little bit of everything right now.
It's an all-around good game.
First free throw will not go for Sonny Huerta. Junior guard that's a 2-time first-team all-conference selection, averaging over 18 points a game this year. She's got 5 in this one. In the win yesterday against Simon Fraser, she put up 17 on 7 of 22 shooting, added in 2 rebounds and an assist. Here's Bad Bear. Hooks it up in the paint, won't go, but she's got foul shots coming.
Hunsinger looking at Coach Richardson Thornley like, A, what did I do? B, what else can I do to prevent Bad Bear in the paint?
It's a turnaround hook, so it has to be body there. She wasn't reaching over the top to get to the arm. And yeah, that's a very difficult shot to defend, especially when you're dealing with the 6'2" frame of Bad Bear. Turnaround hook falls away from you. Really hard to challenge that at all. First free throw won't go. 21-19 the score, less than 5 minutes left in the first half. And she goes 1 of 2 at the line. Back to a 1-point ball game. MSUB has not led since the 4:55 mark of the first quarter. Into the corner, here's Coronado. She's already got a couple threes she's made in this game. Pops it, opposite side three is short from Marsh, and the putback will go for Finch.
Finch doing the yeoman's work under the basket after the awkward looking shot was well short from 3.
3-point lead for the Wildcats. Quick jumper, that's good for Deani Boyce.
Boyce, the junior out of Winifred, Montana.
Finch almost lost her pivot foot, but able to avoid the travel. Angle 3, Coronado again.
Great form, great rotation. Looked good when she let it go.
9 points for Annalie Coronado, all from deep. 26-22 and a steal. Huerta, 2-on-2 for the Wildcats. Bounce pass underneath. Layup won't go for Marsh, and a foul called.
Took a second to see the official call the foul. I was wondering where it was. Finch doing it on both ends of the floor, and Huerta very, very wise to reward Marsh there on the breakaway.
You know, it's loud enough in here, I didn't even hear the whistle. Yeah, we just had to see the ref put their hand up. But does send Marsh to the line. First free throw, spins home.
Hilarious, you say it's so loud in here, and then it just gets so quiet. The hush over the crowd as they await Marsh shooting her free throws. Quietly back to a 5-point advantage.
She goes 1 of 2 at the line. You know, I have not been there personally, but I hear Michigan State's quietest place in the country for home free throws. 27-22, Wildcats advantage. Just over 3 minutes left. 3-point try, a little bit strong from Chloe Williams. Knocked out of bounds, going to be Central Washington basketball.
Not the release Williams was looking for there. It had a sideways rotation on it. If it came off the fingers like a normal shot would have, that probably would have gone down.
Yeah, caught the back of the iron, then popped straight out. Central Washington has been able to hold off the Yellow Jackets so far here in the second quarter, despite their run. Kai, far side three will go. Asher Kai, with her second made three, she's got 8.
Notice the difference in the rotation. Proper rotation, basket made.
Lead back to 8 for the Wildcats. MSUB had cut it to 1. Bad Bear from the left block, great pass underneath from Courtney Nelson.
Finch tried to help on defense and left Bad Bear open.
Coronado to the right side. That's a tough layup. Goes all the way with the right.
Her first field goal from inside the three-point line.
11 first half points for Annalie Coronado, a freshman out of Othello, Washington. Corner three. Deani Boyce won't get it to go. Offensive board. Nelson, no. Bad Bear offensive board and a loose ball foul. 3 players go falling to the floor. It's going to be a foul on Central Washington's Aaliyah Finch. Second personal on Finch. So both sides with a little bit of foul trouble. That's now 2 fouls on Finch, Hunsinger, Blodgett, and Sims for the Wildcats. On the Jackets side, there's 2 fouls for Bad Bear, Nelson, and Giese. Cola Bad Bear gets back to the line. Her 4th trip to the free throw line in this game. She is 5 of 6, getting more than half of her points at the line so far. Misses the first. And the second will go. Cola Bad Bear, the first MSUB player in double figures in scoring. She's got 10 first half points as well as 5 boards, 2 blocks, and an assist. Central Washington continuing to out-rebound MSUB, 22-16 the advantage in that department. Huerta stops the dribble, pushes it back outside for Coronado. Into the corner, Coronado, 12 on the shot clock, spins, layup, a little strong. Rebound belongs to Williams. Chloe Williams pushing the tempo.
No double dribble or carry there at all. Interesting.
And a foul going to be called on Kai. She reaches around Nelson to knock that pass away. First foul on Asher Kai. And MSUB in the bonus the rest of the way. It sends Courtney Nelson to the line. Courtney Nelson, junior out of Scobie, Montana.
Averaging 8.9 points on the season. Started 30 games for MSUB.
Been named to an all-conference team each of her 3 years of collegiate basketball. Hits the second free throw. It's now a 5-point game at 32-27. 1:44 remains in the first half. Central Washington has not trailed since the first quarter, led by as many as 9. Dribble stops from Marsh to the outside. Huerta moving left. Huerta, little 10-footer, bounces off. Put back. Finch can't get it. She'll try again. Underneath. Finch, no good, but she is fouled. So a couple of offensive rebounds for Aaliyah Finch as she continues to tack up the first half stats, and she'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
With Bad Bear getting a break and she's on the bench, and all the spacing the Wildcats just had, the lane is wide open without that 6'2" frame in there.
Aaliyah Finch now with 8 rebounds in the first half alone.
That's an impressive game, let alone a whole half, and we're not even there yet.
Adding on to that, 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting. She misses both free throws, however. Chance to make it a one-possession game for MSUB as they try and close the first half with a little momentum. Zahn cuts through the baseline. Now gets it in the corner. She'll try a three. That one's off, and Coronado alone there to collect the rebound. Coronado inside Finch. Pump fake, gets a defender in the air, and she gets it to go. Aaliyah Finch now 7 and 8 in the first half.
It's a little easier near the basket without Bad Bear in there.
34-27 Wildcats, the home team looking to take momentum and a lead over the 1 seed into the locker room. Nelson gets a layup.
She wanted the foul, no call there though.
Shot clock turned off. Central can hold for the last shot if they want it. Coronado holds up in the logo around the timeline. Nelson will pressure. 6 seconds left in the half. Coronado gets a high screen, now moves left. Looks to bail it out. Into the corner, a three tried by Marsh. No good, but she's fouled.
Wow, what a bailout there on the foul.
Danielle Zahn comes shooting into the corner, catches her on the hip.
And they're going to review that to make sure it was before all zeros hit.
You know, watching it live, it seemed like that was well out of the hands.
Absolutely.
When the buzzer went off, but you know, just for the sake of making sure that we're giving 3 free throws here, in good conscience, they're going to take a look at the video feed. This is actually the first time during this entire tournament that the officials have gone to video replay, have not needed it yet. So the question at hand, was the shot from Kira Marsh out of the hands in time? Is it 3 free throws coming, or are we heading to the locker room in a 34-29 ball game? Worst case scenario, Wildcats have a 5-point lead. It could be as many as 8 if they get 3 free throws and make them all.
That's a big difference.
Huge. Huge.
What a job by the Wildcats here in this second quarter, not only to get up to that 9-point lead, but to still withstand when MSUB got it down to 1. And now here they are up at least 5 going into the locker room. Could be more. But what the Wildcats have to be leery of in the second half is we have not seen anywhere near MSUB's best here this afternoon. Can they find it?
These teams have played twice during the regular season. First time they met January 4th here in Ellensburg. 82-73 win for the Jackets. Second meeting, a lot closer than that. 75-70 MSUB won at Alterowitz Gym in Billings. So this has been a close matchup all year. MSUB's got the better of them. Perhaps like that Anchorage-Western Washington matchup we saw earlier today. Alaska Anchorage wins the 2 regular season matchups. Western Washington takes it in the postseason. Perhaps Central has finally found the formula to get a win over the Jackets.
Randy Richardson Thornley would definitely take that, losing the 2 in the regular season.
So the officials are looking to set some time on the game clock, I think. They came down to the stats end of the press table to find when the last possession started. Or maybe they just can't find the replay. That might be what's going on. They're just trying to get the replay started.
We should just send them to GNAC.tv for all the action. Rewind it. There you go.
That might be
I think they thought we were more important than we are. They came over here talking to us.
So, statistics in this first half. Things that stand out. 10 points, Cola Bad Bear. 10 points for Courtney Nelson for the Jackets. On the other side, Aaliyah Finch, 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 8 rebounds, 11 first half points for Annalie Coronado, as well as 2 boards and 3 assists. And it looks like we might have a decision from the officials now. They've gone away from the replay monitor, and they're having a conversation here at midcourt. Again, Kira Marsh let a 3 go as time expired, and then she was fouled. If time ran out before that got out of her hands, it's not going to be a foul, and it's going to be halftime. Otherwise, there will be 3 free throws coming. So now the crew of officials calling in the 2 head coaches, Randy Richardson Thornley and Kevin Wooden, to have a discussion on what their decision is going to be here. Not sure why we need to have a discussion about this. It's either free throws or it's half. But
Shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. Free throws forthcoming, 3 of them, and .4 on the clock.
So Kira Marsh did get that out in time. She's going to have 3 free throws coming, makes all 3, and this will be an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Marsh, 1 of 2 at the free throw line in this game. On the season, Marsh, a 50% free throw shooter. She hits the first. Wildcats shooting 76.9% at the line as a team.
Marsh, the sophomore from Arlington, Washington.
Second will go.
I feel like I have to use my library voice when this place goes silent.
It's getting very quiet in here.
Wouldn't take much for the whole gym to hear us.
And she misses a third, so 2 of 3, tipped away by Nelson. And that's the end of the first half. The lead going into halftime for Central Washington is 7. 36-29 the score. Yellow Jackets have some work to do if they would like a repeat trip to the GNAC championship game. We'll step aside, come back with the first half analysis, and get you set up for quarter number 3. Wildcats in charge, 36-29 here on GNAC.tv. half, Central Washington with a 7-point lead, 36-29 over Montana State Billings on the back of 11 points from Annalie Coronado, another 8 from Kai, 6 from Huerta. And Sean Wally, as we come out of the locker room, what was the key to success in that first half for Central Washington?
Really looking at the numbers in the stat sheet, bench points, 10 for the Wildcats, 0 for the Yellow Jackets. Both teams not shooting well, similar on turnovers, similar on rebounds. Central does have a 6th advantage on those rebounds, 25-19. I just think the energy, not only in this building, but on the bench, is right now in that first half. It was definitely better for Central Washington, and we'll see if MSUB can find their stride here in the second half.
Yellow Jackets, not unfamiliar with this situation. Last time these two teams faced off, it was at Alterowitz Gym on February 3rd. Wildcats took an 11-point lead into the locker room. They were up 38-27. MSUB ends up winning that game 75-70. So this isn't a new situation for the Yellow Jackets. On the season, they have trailed 8 times previously at half. They are 4-4 in those games, but the one time they took a halftime deficit into the locker room against Central Washington, they did pull out the W. We are ready to go for quarter number 3 as MSUB will have the basketball to get things going, trailing by 7. Bad Bear, Montague, Nelson, Giese, and Boyce, the 5 on the floor for MSUB to start. Boyce can't get her layup to go.
Boyce had a good look, just left it short.
Bench points has been 10-0 Central Washington, as Yellow Jackets yet to get any offensive production out of anyone besides their starting 5. Of the 29 points they have, 10 from Cola Bad Bear, 10 from Courtney Nelson, 6 from Boyce, 3 from Giese. Huerta takes it high up past the hash.
6 to shoot.
Gets a couple of high screens, move around it, shot clock down to 3, dumps it inside, blocked by Boyce out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Wait a second. Will they check the shot clock?
And there we go. Shot clock violation is going to be called.
Is that reviewable? Because there was a second left, or just less than, when that ball went out of bounds, but Wildcats lose that battle.
Courtney Nelson passes it off. And Bad Bear has her pass knocked away. Another turnover. That's now 8 turnovers for the Yellow Jackets. On the outside, driving to her right. Blodgett. Huerta gets bodied, and her fadeaway jumper won't go. 36-29. Bad Bear for 3, a little bit off. Loose ball. Eventually pulling it in are the Yellow Jackets, and MSUB is going to take a timeout, a minute and a half into the second half. 8:31 remains here in the third quarter. Central Washington 36, MSUB 29 here on GNAC.TV. 8:31 left in the third quarter. MSUB takes a timeout on a loose ball to maintain possession. So the Jackets will get an inbound underneath their own bucket. Cola Bad Bear gets it up as it's rotated topside for Deani Boyce. Here's Bad Bear. Courtney Nelson from the right side. Shot clock now down to 9. MSUB looking for an opportunity. Nelson leaves a layup short, gets her own rebound, then gets fouled with the putback.
Second chance, second effort. Good things typically happen. Nelson heading to the line. A foul on Huerta.
First foul on Sonny Huerta, who's provided 6 points in 22 minutes in this game for the Wildcats. And again, we mentioned this yesterday. This is a Central Washington team that does not have a single senior on this roster. Such beneficial experience to be able to compete in the postseason at this level and then be able to bring that entire team back for another season. Lead is 5 for the Wildcats, 36-31 the score. Kai dumps it down to Blodgett.
Traveling calls.
A turnover for the Wildcats. Now, the name of the game in the second half might be who takes better care of the basketball. That's really what got the Yellow Jackets into some trouble in the first half. Some unnecessary turnovers. 15-footer, that'll go for Aspen Giese.
If the Jackets can get Giese going, good things can happen.
3-point ball game. Largest lead in this one has been 9 for the Wildcats. That was Boyce that goes flying into the media table. No call, they let it play on and it turns into a bucket for Central.
That was right into our living room. Right in front of us.
7 minutes left in the third. Giese pulls up the dribble. Bad Bear feeds inside. Boyce goes with the hook, gets it to go.
The Jackets have the size advantage. If they use that just like that to take advantage, they can. 3-point ball game. And a charge.
Offensive foul called on Annalie Coronado as Nelson goes tumbling to the floor. That's turnover number 8 for Central Washington, so 8 turnovers aside now for the Wildcats and the Yellow Jackets.
Richardson Thornley sternly talking to Coronado.
3-pointer ties it for MSUB. 38-35 the score. Turnover as Giese tries to force a pass inside. Coronado comes away with her first steal today. Winner of this game on to face the number 2 seeded Western Washington Vikings for the 2024 title. Layup won't go for Kai. Bad Bears there to collect. Vikings earlier today topping Alaska Anchorage in the first semifinal, 75-60 the final score of that one.
They're still in the building watching to see who they will play.
Layup from the right side goes down for Deani Boyce. Boyce now the third player for MSUB in double figures in scoring. She's got 10 points, 3 boards, and 2 blocks in this game. 6 blocks in total for the Yellow Jackets. Under 6 minutes in the third quarter.
Important possession for the Wildcats as the tide is turning and they cannot hit.
3-pointer short from Blodgett. Chance to reclaim the lead for MSUB. Have not led since halfway through the first quarter. Here's Bad Bear up top, 38-37 Central, clinging to a lead. Nelson can't get the layup to go. Out of bounds, gonna stay down here.
Sims had a shot at the rebounds, couldn't corral it. Out of bounds off of her.
Chloe Williams back in for MSUB. Olivia Hunsinger in on the other side for Central. Shot clock at 13. A field goal gives the Jackets their first lead since the first quarter. Boyce spins to the left, can't get it to go. Layup is left short.
Good move, and that's there all day if they don't double down low.
So Wildcats able to hang on to a lead. Coronado. Here's Huerta, she gets a double team. Now they switch and Nelson stays with her.
What a pass.
Pass inside.
Wow, Huerta.
He gets it to Capri Sims, who lays it in from the right block.
Huerta faked everybody out thinking she was going to shoot it. Great assist.
Lead back to 3 for the Wildcats. Nelson waiting for a screen. She'll try a 3 to tie things up. She hits it. Courtney Nelson, her first made 3 of the game. Just the second 3-pointer in this one for the Jackets. Dead even, 40 aside.
Nelson has 15 here this afternoon.
Coronado driving, draws a couple defenders, spins, gets the goal, and she's fouled.
All smiles on Coronado's face and for the faithful Wildcat fans.
Annalie Coronado had 11 points yesterday. She's got 13 in this one already, as she's put together a couple of big performances in the GNAC championships. Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes left to play in the third. 42-40 Wildcats lead here on GNAC.tv. Well, MSUB just got it even with a Courtney Nelson 3-pointer. And then Coronado gets the hoop and the harm to follow. Free throw to make it a 3-point game. She can't get it to go, so 42-40. The score remains under 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets been playing from behind for a majority of this game. Their first appearance in the GNAC championships after getting the bye yesterday. Can't get the layup to go. The Wildcats have managed to hang on to a lead for most of the second and third quarters so far. Huerta gets the switch. She'll now dump it into the corner. Coronado almost has it poked away by Nelson.
5 to shoot.
Shot clock winding down. To her left.
What a fake.
Ty gets open for 3, but can't get it down.
That jab step fake was deadly. Just couldn't finish, knock down the shot.
A great move from Asher Kai, but she cannot get it to fall. This is Montague handling up top. Pass tipped away and saved by Huerta. Another turnover for the Jackets, their 10th of the game.
Randy Richardson, Thornley head coach for Central, wants the team to run.
The Wildcats on the look for transition buckets. They've settled into their set offense. Kai gets to
Where's the foul? There it is.
Fouled. Chloe Williams is going to be dinged for this. Will be her 4th. So that's 4 on Chloe Williams. And she'll come out as Cola Badbear checks back in. Foul situation. Williams the only one with more than 2 for either side. So that's really the only foul trouble we're seeing right now. We got a handful of players with 2 fouls for both teams. First free throw goes. This is Asher Kai at the line for Central Washington.
Kai has 9, now 10.
A sophomore named GNAC Freshman of the Year last season. And the conference leader in scoring coming into the tourney, averaging 20 points a game. Long 2, that'll go. Aspen Giese keeping this to a 1-possession game, 44-42.
Giese hit a 3 earlier, now that long 2. She might be starting to find her stroke.
Huerta finds an opening on the left side. She gets it to go with the left hand as she is able to back down her defender, back to a 4-point game. Nelson. Here's Shayla Montague. Driving left, pops it outside. Bad Bear for 3, a little short. Offensive rebound, put back, won't go for Giese. Second chances have been there for the Jackets. They haven't been able to convert. A baseline run from Marsh opens up Kai for 3. She'll track down her own rebound after leaving it short. Tries again, that one no good. And eventually Boyce the rebound for MSUB.
Great job tracking down the loose basketball off the miss by Kai. Just couldn't get either one to fall.
Yellow Jackets finally out rebounding the Wildcats here in the second half.
Look at Huerta.
Has it knocked away. Huerta picks up her second steal. Central Washington continuing to keep up the pressure. Blodgett, she'll try a 3. No good.
Ouch.
And then a late foul as Nelson tracks down the rebound and it gets knocked down by Capri Sims. Third foul on Sims.
Central needs to be careful not to get 2-3 happy. That's 3 in a row. Last 2 trips down the floor. Of course, one of them goes in, then it's all good. But the more you miss, the more the Yellow Jackets have a chance to come back. They've been tied in this quarter. Final minute of the third.
46-42, the Wildcat lead with just over 50 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. 2024 GNAC Championships taking place here at the campus of Central Washington University as Bad Bear just forces her way in and powers in a layup. 12 in the game for Cole Bad Bear.
Finch got flattened, hit the deck, but she was deep underneath the basket.
Kai makes the move around Montague. 18-footer won't go. Chance to tie to end the quarter for MSUB. Shot clock turned off. 46-44. Nelson holds up top. They'll wait a bit to develop a play. Giese, cross court, now into the corner. Here's Zahn. Haven't called her name in a while.
5 seconds.
Zahn with the right hand. That's off. Underneath, Bad Bear gets it out. As time expires, Giese leaves it short. And the Wildcats holding on to a 1-possession lead as we enter the fourth quarter. Central Washington 46, MSUB 44. Fourth quarter is next here on GNAC.tv. The MSUB Yellow Jackets stumbled coming into the GNAC Championships, lost their regular season finale in Anchorage 84-72 to the Seawolves, and now struggling to handle the Central Washington Wildcats in the semifinals. 46-44 Central leads. We go to the fourth quarter. Wildcat basketball to start. Blodgett, Huerta, Marsh, Kai, and Coronado on the floor to start the fourth for Central Washington. A pump fake. Blodgett gets her defender in the air, and she gets the free throw down.
Great way to start the fourth quarter for the Wildcats. Keep the crowd in it, keep the lead.
Just a second bucket for Shelby Blodgett. She's now got 4. Mid-range jumper will go for Aspen Giese to get it right back.
That's 3 jumpers in recent memory for Giese. She might be the one you need to feed.
Each of these teams have been to a GNAC championship game in the last 2 years.
Shot clock is not.
It just got rolling. It's at 27 now as it rolls out of bounds. Yeah, so
officials need to look at that.
Yeah.
Kevin Wooden wants a shot clock violation, but the clock was stuck at 30 and not moving.
So as it stands right now, 9:12 on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock, but that was, probably a good 15 seconds into that possession there. And so they're going to send teams to the benches while the officials figure this one out. We'll step aside as well as we deal with the technical issue of figuring out where the shot clock should be at. Just underway here in the fourth. 48-46 the score on GNAC.TV. So they move the shot clock from 25 down to 13. We get back underway. Central Washington basketball. Less than a minute expired here in the fourth quarter. Kai passes inside, double team now as Bad Bear and Sims get tied up. Jump ball called, and the possession arrow is going to belong to the Yellow Jackets. Turnover number 9 for Central Washington.
Not really sure why you would want to feed the ball in with Cola Bad Bear, the taller, bigger defender. Didn't work out there.
Courtney Nelson gets a high screen. She moves into the paint. That'll open up Giese on the outside. And a whistle underneath away from the basketball. A foul coming. It's going to be on Annalie Coronado, her second. First foul of the fourth quarter for either side. 3 timeouts remain for both the Wildcats and the Yellow Jackets. 3 for the lead, will not go. Offensive rebound belongs to Nelson. Bad Bear passes inside. Now back to the angle. It's Giese, that won't go. Couple chances for a 3 to take the lead for MSUB, that's knocked out of bounds. No, it's a foul.
Absolutely. Coronado got checked into the boards, taking a seat on the MSUB bench by Courtney Nelson.
So Courtney Nelson picks up her 3rd foul. Again, really the only one in foul trouble right now. Chloe Williams has 4 for the Yellow Jackets. That's really the only one to watch as far as the foul issues. Huerta cuts left. Double team. Her layup will not go. Loose ball belongs to Montague.
Such an impressive play with the ball. You just want her to finish.
Yeah, she's had some really nice moves. Had a little bit of trouble finishing around the rim, but she's got some difficult shots to go. Here's Boyce.
Double dribble not called.
Nelson now into the paint. Back outside. Shot clock at 8 for the Jackets. Back to Boyce on the left block. Turn around. Her layup. Left short. The Jackets have had opportunity after opportunity to tie this game. Couple chances to lead. Kai can't make him pay on the other end with a three. It's just off.
She let it go. You could tell that was long.
MSUB head coach Kevin Wood calling for a little bit slower pace. Set the offense. Let things develop. Another chance to tie this thing up. A three would give them the lead. Nelson finds herself in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Nelson from 13 feet gets it, and we're back to even. 48 aside, 7 minutes left in regulation.
17 for Nelson.
Coronado gonna draw another foul. She goes to the free throw line for the second time in this game.
Just the first on Montague.
Annalie Coronado, a freshman with a team-high 13 points in this game right now. We've talked about the youth of Central Washington as that first free throw goes.
Now 10 of 17 are the Wildcats from the line. 11 of 18. 7 points left out there so far.
Coronado makes them both to make it a 2-point game once again at 50-48. Yellow Jackets have lost just twice to GNAC opponents this season. Layup from the left side, no good.
Coronado
Wildcats trying to extend. Coronado pushing the tempo. She brings it across. Randy Richardson Thornley spinning the fingers saying, let's move. And we're going the other way. I missed what the call was here.
Carry.
That's the second carry we've seen in this game. Without having seen a carry previously in the first 5 games of the GNAC championships, we've now seen 2 in this matchup alone, I believe.
Carry is such a tough one in basketball, and then to not get a double dribble earlier on the other end.
Jackets trying to even it back up. They trail by 2. Boyce to the outside. Williams, remember she's had 4 fouls. Goes with the left hand, no good. Bad Bear offensive rebound, and the putback is in.
I don't know why they haven't gone to her more on the block.
Cola Bad Bear with 14 points. 50-50 the score. 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Looking for a top
nice
side
pass.
Finch dumps it off, and the Wildcats back on top.
Impressive pass from Sims. Friendly fire there.
Nelson on the baseline, up top. Bad Bear for the lead. No. Kai, the rebound for the Wildcats, and she's going to get fouled by Nelson. That's 4 on Courtney Nelson. So now 4 fouls for Courtney Nelson and Chloe Williams for the Yellow Jackets. Nelson has to come off, and that's 3 fouls in the 4th for MSUB.
It's the first game I've seen from MSUB in person, and I've been wondering why Bad Bear keeps shooting threes. She's 0 for 4 on the day, but on the season, 41%. So the 41% explains why she's shooting from out there, because she normally hits them.
Yeah, she's real solid interior and exterior shooter. You know, the thing is, she's not blowing you away with any of these stats, but just because MSUB has been so good, we're going to get an offensive foul here. Central Washington fans looking for the and one, but we're going the other way on the charge. As Boyce that got knocked to the paint.
She was so far under the basket. I can understand why Richardson Thornley is hot right now. That half circle's there for a reason. This crowd is incensed as well at that call.
We have seen 4 ties in this game. A couple of them have come here in the 4th quarter, but the Wildcats have not trailed in over 20 minutes of basketball. 52-50 the score. Boyce Danielle Zahn, shot clock down to 10, loses the dribble, stolen away, pulled away by Kira Marsh. Turnover number 12 by the Jackets. Drive to the left side, won't go. MSUB lucks out, they're not punished on the other end for that unforced turnover.
Coronado disappointed with herself there on the finish.
Giese loses the dribble, has to get it inside to Bad Bear. She'll spin around, layup will go, and our 5th tie of the game, 52-52.
That's there all afternoon if the Yellow Jackets want to go to it. At this point, being 0 from deep is Bad Bear. Put her on the block.
She is a rebound away from a double-double. Cola Bad Bear with 16 points, 9 boards, 3 assists in this game. Pass underneath, that won't go, but Blodgett is fouled.
What a pass by Kai, finding the open teammate in the lane. Blodgett heading to the line.
That's going to take us into the timeout under 5 minutes. 4:03 left to play here at Nicholson Arena. We're locked up 52-52. Central Washington and Montana State Billings battling for that second spot in the GNAC championships here on GNAC.TV. 52-52 the score. Central Washington and Montana State Billings with 4:03 left in the fourth quarter. Coming out of the timeout, we're going to see a couple of free throws for Shelby Blodgett. As Yellow Jackets have not enjoyed a lead since the 5:07 mark of the first quarter. They were up 9-6 before the Wildcats tied things up with a tray, and it's been all Central Washington since then.
Blodgett with 8 now. Both teams shooting 40% in this quarter. 4 minutes left. Who's punching their ticket to the final?
Bringing it across half court. Aspen Giese, junior guard out of Fort Benton for the Jackets. Here's Bad Bear underneath. Her layup will go again to even things up. 18-9 now for Cola Bad Bear.
Gotta wonder when the double's gonna come. Gotta give help.
Foul gonna be called as Bad Bear puts the hips into Kai. That's her third. So now the foul situation for the Jackets. They've got Bad Bear and Zahn with 3. Nelson and Williams each with 4. On the other side, Central really only has to worry about Capri Sims. She's got 4. Other than that, no one for the Wildcats with more than 2 fouls.
Central in the bonus, so free throws are going to be big down the stretch. And after we mentioned free throw shooting not great for Central in the first half, they're doing really well here in the fourth quarter.
On the season, Wildcats a 77% free throw shooting team, second best in the GNAC, and that's just behind these Yellow Jackets. 81% from the line for MSUB. Nelson's handoff to Giese, knocked away. Giese floats one in the paint, no good. Tip back outside, another chance for the Jackets. Baseline jumper, Nelson gets it.
Wide open, nobody near her. Tied yet again.
56-56 the score. This one might just come down to one mistake here or there. Coronado into the corner. Marsh wants to drive, loses her dribble, gets it back outside, shot clock at 15. High screen coming as Kai moves around to get the switch on to Bad Bear.
Inside 3 minutes left. 5 to shoot.
Another spin on the baseline. Marsh hit with the offensive foul. And it looks like that's Boyce hurting down in the paint for MSUB. She's helped up by her teammates. So Marsh gets dinged with the charge. She comes off. Looks like Deani Boyce is okay. She was down in a pile for a second, but she's going to stay in the ball game.
Who wants it more? 2:47 left.
It has been 37 minutes, or make it 32 minutes since the last time MSUB led. They've got a chance with a bucket here. Giese, no good, but she's fouled.
This game very well coming down to free throws. MSUB 10 of 12 on the afternoon.
Giese to get to double figures here. She's got 9 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. Her first free throw of the ball game will not go. MSUB 10 of 13 at the free throw line. She hits the second, 1 of 2. And with that, MSUB has taken their first lead since 5 minutes in the first quarter.
Only our second lead change of the game.
57-56, Jackets on top. Kai driving into the paint, hands it off, pump fake, layup won't go for Sims.
It's shots like that that are gonna come back and bite you potentially at the end of the game here.
Nelson off to Boyce. We got dinged up just a minute ago. Pass underneath. Bad Bear is going to be fouled. And the foul's going to go on Sims. That's 5 for her.
She was being held, no doubt about that. Randy Richardson Thornley claiming that she was hooking the Wildcat defender.
So that's the ball game for Capri Sims. She finishes with 3 points in 15 minutes of work. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Cola Bad Bear will try and extend this lead. First free throw down. She's now tied for a game high in scoring with 19 with her teammate Courtney Nelson. 4 players for the Jackets in double figures in scoring.
86% foul shooter, misses the second.
Loose ball knocked out of bounds is going to be Wildcat basketball. You know, we continue to see all the offense coming from 4 players for the Yellow Jackets. They've gotten all of their scoring from 4, and they all have at least 10. That's Boyce, Giese, both with 10, Nelson and Bad Bear with 19.
10-10, 19-19.
Under 2 minutes left in the game, and a costly turnover off the hands of Kira Marsh and out of bounds. We talked about it could just be causing mistakes down the stretch here that decide this game.
No idea what Marsh was thinking there.
I think just miscommunication on where that was going. She might have thought someone was behind her, so she let it go. Hard to say on that one. But a big momentum swing as now the Jackets with the basketball and a 2-point lead. 58-56 MSUB, foul up top. And the foul's going to go against Huerta, her third. We've got bonus on both sides the rest of the way. We're going to see Chloe Williams check back in as Shayla Montague will take a seat.
Randy Richardson Thornley is hot. Complaining that you're going to call that now with 90 seconds left. You've not called that the entire game.
Wildcats 1 timeout, 1:33 remaining in regulation. MSUB 58, Central Washington 56 here on GNAC.TV. Giese at the line trying to make this a two-possession game. 1:33 remains in the fourth. MSUB now with a 59-56 lead after that free throw good from Aspen Giese.
Giese's 66% free throw shooter.
She hits them both, and it's now a 4-point advantage, matching the largest lead that the Jackets have had in this game. Wildcats led by as many as 9 back in the second quarter. It's been a close one the whole way. Pass underneath, Blodgett gets her defender in the air, and she gets a layup to go. 60-58 the score.
Tighten that seatbelt, strap up. Final 68 seconds.
Nelson gonna walk it over to the bench, and Montana State Billings wants to use a timeout. Now 2 timeouts left for either side. 1:04 remains in the fourth. 60-58, Jackets leading here on GNAC.TV. .104 to go in the fourth quarter. Central Washington trying to overcome a late 2-point deficit here at home against Montana State Billings in the GNAC Championship semifinals.
Final minute.
58, Jackets lead. Badbear gets the feed underneath, gets it to go. 4-point advantage again for the Jackets. 53 seconds to go in this one. Coronado gets a double screen high. Boyce on her. Coronado inside the left elbow, now back outside for Marsh. Marsh draws a double team, knocked away by Nelson. Kai gets it back. She tries to throw an off-balance layup from the right side. She gets it.
I don't even know if she was facing the basket when she got that off glass.
Very difficult shot for Asher Kai, the conference leader in scoring, gets it to go. That's now 14 in this game for the sophomore. Officials go to the table, and it looks like MSUB is going to call a 30-second timeout here. But we'll step aside quickly. 36.2 left. 62-60 the score here in Ellensburg. A little bit more than 1 shot clock worth of time left in the fourth. 62-60, Jackets with the lead and the basketball. I'm sure they're going to want to tick this one down low and get a shot off inside with less than 7 seconds left on the shot clock. It's about a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nelson is biding her time as she works around the three-point line, gets it into the corner. Montague fakes it. Now Nelson opens herself up for 3. That won't go.
Important rebound here.
Huerta pulls down the defensive rebound, and Central Washington wants timeout. They've got 3.8 seconds left.
They're going to have to add time back on. That was closer to 5 seconds, and the clock was still running. And Randy pointed that out to the official.
So Central Washington burns a timeout. They're going to have a basketball. Time on the clock right now stands at 3.8. Officials not going to the table to check on time. And now they will, yeah. So table calls them over to take a look to see if there's going to be any time going on. You know, you can go for something inside, higher percentage shot to go for the tie and try and send this to overtime, or do you just go for the win here?
You got to look for your creators to do just that. Coronado, Huerta, see what they can do quickly off the dribble and hope that somebody's open if they can't create for themselves.
Central Washington has taken the most threes of any team in the GNAC this year, up over 700, including the ones here in the championships.
29% today.
Today has not been their day. But you
all you need is one.
You got to ask yourself the question, do you trust a singular three-point shot and getting the win now more than going to overtime with the #1 seed in the tournament, a team that's outplayed you in the second half, and a team that you've lost twice to already this season? Do you want to risk another 5 minutes of basketball against that team? That's a big decision to make.
We're about to find out what Randy Richardson Thornley instructed her team to do. They did put time back on the clock, 5 full seconds.
Central Washington with the basketball, trailing by 2, 5 seconds on the clock. Coronado to inbound, gets it into Kai. Asher Kai moves it inside. She'll go off the glass, it won't go.
Oh my goodness, was that Kai?
Officials saying no, hold on, we don't know. And it will not go, that's the ball game.
They will review it, they will review it.
So the decision on the floor right now is that left the hands of Asher Kai after time expired. So that is their official ruling on the floor, but they are going to take a look.
It all comes down to a review, and we don't have monitors, we don't have the replay.
You know, my first instinct is in my gut. I think that was still on her fingers when the red light went off. You know, that's pure speculation right now. And it's going to stand. That's the ball game.
What a finish.
MSUB hangs on 62-60. A dramatic semifinal here at Nicholson Arena. Central Washington, the #4 seed, the hosts, lead for a majority of this game. And in the 11th hour, the Yellow Jackets able to come back and win it by 2. Final thoughts on this one, Sean Wally?
What a finish. Just incredible. Just incredible that the Jackets were able to pull this one out and survive. And now they get Western Washington tomorrow for the championship.
I've never experienced that before. Nuts for everyone at the press table. All right. Wow, okay. 15 points in this one for Annalie Coronado. 14 for Asher Kai. Another 10 for Shelby Blodgett in a losing effort for Central Washington.
How bad did Kai want one more basket, and she had it? Just milliseconds too late.
We got the answer to our question. They were playing for overtime. And yeah, we're talking about tenths of a second, the difference between this game going to OT and the end of the season, most likely for the Central Washington Wildcats. For Montana State Billings, 21 points out of GNAC Player of the Year, Cola Badbear. A double-double for Courtney Nelson. She goes for 19 and 10 in 35 minutes. 12 points for Geesey, another 10 for Boyce. And Montana State will take on Western Washington, the 1 versus the 2 seed for the GNAC title, a rematch of 2023. That game tomorrow night here at Nicholson Arena. We'll step away. We're going to take a couple-hour pause. When we come back, it's going to be the men's side of the semifinals. We are getting ready for a 5:15 tip-off. #2, Northwest Nazarene. #6, Alaska Anchorage. And then #4, Central Washington. And #1, Montana State Billings at 7:30. Lots more action to come. The women's title game is set. Western Washington beats Alaska Anchorage 75-60, and then a 62-60 final. MSUB tops Central Washington. We'll see you back here at 5:15 for more action on GNAC.tv.